So people always ask me, I'm interviewing a few agents. How do I know which agent to pick? There's so many agents out there. They call me up, and I see your signs all over, but other agents also sell 100%. Other agents are cheaper. Could be. Other agents say, I'll get you more money. It could be. So you all say you do pictures. That could be. There are a lot of, it's a personality. A lot of times it's just someone that I find you have to trust and, feel is in your best interest. And many times on the surface, sellers, it looks like everyone's the same, but when the issues come up, that's when you could differentiate between, an agent and an awesome agent. So I definitely feel that many times I had a situation, I'll say the past 2 months, because I really was waiting. I didn't want to say right away when it happened. They were trying to sell. They found a house that they like, and they needed to sell their house in order to close on the house they're buying. And the whole timing period was messed up. Like when they needed to buy, when they needed to sell, everything was like. So they called me up. They asked if I had anyone. They said if I would take X amount of commission. And I told them no. I explained to them why I wouldn't. And they said, listen, another agent will take that. Would you match it? I said, unfortunately, I can't. It's just not something I can do. So I wish them luck. I really do. I really did. And they had a whole situation come up, and they got messed up with the house that they were buying, because the house that they're selling, the timing didn't work out. They needed to close within a certain time frame of the house they're buying, but the house they were selling, they were already like almost 2 months behind because they didn't find a buyer yet. So they didn't realize that when you go into contract, there's certain time frames that you need to stick to, whether you're buying or you're selling. There's both standard time frames. So it was a major mess, and they got messed up. It ended up costing them a lot of money to do like a bridge loan. And my first thought was, I knew that was coming. Like I saw it coming. But then I'm like, okay, that was meant to be. Obviously, if I would tell a seller that, they'll be like, yeah, because you wanted your commission, you wanted to make the deal. And I really, really, like from the bottom of my heart, I always wish people well. And like, I wish they would just, it's on the other agent to be responsible. And it's their achrayus, it's their legal rights to represent a seller and to be fully transparent with them. And it bothers me when, agents just give a price what a house is worth without even seeing the house. They're like, yeah, I could get you $1 million. I'm like, it's not even worth $850. How could you say you're getting $1 million? You don't even see the house just because it's a good block. So I really believe that, there's a difference. Every agent has and not everyone will, like my style. There's so many different styles. And I feel that honesty is above all, because I have many times given offers to other agents and their seller never got the offer. I presented it in an email, in a text, multiple times, and the seller never got it, which we only found out a few months later. And the most important trait to look for in an agent, obviously if you're taking a few competent agents, right, is just being transparency, truthful and honest, because it comes up so many times in a transaction that you need to trust the agent 100%. And I always tell my sellers, if let's say they're working with one of my agents and you only trust them 88% or 93%, you feel it. It's like a vibe that you feel. And when the sellers who trust me 100% to do my job, I always see extra siyata d'shmaya. I just see extra Hashem's help, because they just trust you to do your job, to get it done, instead of saying, by the way, I didn't see you advertise, 3 weeks in FJJ in a row. Like, I get it. I always love feedback, and I love, people to critique our work. But at the same time, we're human. I remember like 2 winters ago, it was a freezing day, and freezing, like bitter freezing, like you couldn't be outside. And the seller insisted on open house, no problem. We had open house signs. It happened to be my electricity in my garage wasn't working where we keep our signs. And we only had one sign that was out of the garage. So we gave it to that specific house, even though we had a bunch of other open houses, because I knew for that seller was important. So what's the first thing? And we had a very nice open house. The first thing they asked on the chat was, how can we only put one sign? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm human, like you're human. And I said, thank you so much for your feedback. I love working together as a team. And then I said straight out, like, we're here to work together. My garage was broken. And they were like, who cares? I'm thinking to myself, what? My electricity wasn't working. We couldn't open the garage. We had one sign from all the open houses. We gave it to you. We had a great turnout, and you're still picking. So you can't change everybody. But I do feel at the end of the day, it's our job as agents to be fully transparent, fully honest, no matter if the other side is not being back to you, no matter how other people in the industry are. I do find that most people are honest, but sometimes it's a hard business, and it gets better at people. That's basically it. I went on a few different rants over here, but hope you have a great day.